Welcome to those who are watching Creighton St. John's softball. Good to be with you on America's Day at the Races, Volume 2 on this Friday afternoon. Hopefully you were with us earlier as well. Our program brought to you in part by America's Best Racing. For the love of the race, visit americasbestracing.net. Today, we're getting set for the nightcap coming up on our Friday card here at Belmont at the Big A in South Ozone Park, New York. Greg Wolf alongside New York Racing Association handicapper Andy Serling. We'll look at this last race, very actually wide open race coming off the grass. There's a lot of ways to go, and we'll have a preview of a big weekend coming up with 4 graded stakes on the Saturday card.
And it was a lot of guesswork if it was going to be on the turf. Unfortunately, we had a little bit of rain in the area and big weekend of racing coming up here, and things are fortunately going to clear for that. But it's a wide open race here. I mean, I'm looking right now what the favorite is. The favorite, I think, is about 3-1. It's hard to take anybody and make them a short price in this race, Greg. Kid Creasa is 3-1.
The current favorite right now. Yeah.
That's well, to be fair,
it's a big drop.
The horse's second star in the dirt is actually good enough to compete here. I kind of missed that, to be honest.
It was 2 main track onlys, the 15 and 16. And by the way, the 16 Irimon. Flavien Prat trying to win the final 4 races on this Friday card.
He's Andy off. I've picked him in about 47 straight races and didn't pick him today.
Have you been to Wohop?
Oh, many, many times. Back in the day, we used to go there at like 1 in the morning after Grateful Dead concerts. It was a great place in Chinatown, New York.
Terrific Chinese food. Bill Mott, Eric Cancel, and a drop in class. Sweet Tone went by. There's the 9, triple word score.
Yeah, well, we like Scrabble, but you've got to be a Scrabble devotee to be taking this horse.
Then Santa we'll get back to. I know who you like. Kendrick Carmouche aboard for Bruce Brown. The 11, Arco Augusta.
A little slow, but a friend of mine who's pretty sharp said he had a bit of a trip last time.
There's Kid Creasa.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, you go back to that one dirt race, and it is absolutely good enough to compete here.
And the main track onlys. First off, Wisecracker, Linda Rice.
This horse just did absolutely no running against much, much better, but was bet in both those starts and ran against Pandagate last time.
Who went to the UAE Derby, finished 3rd behind Forever Young, who might have been best on Kentucky Derby Day. And then Irimon, again, Pratt trying to win the final 4 on the card.
I've finally given up on him. He's had his chances. I just thought his last was a massive disappointment, and at some point you have to admit you're wrong. And that's when usually you turn out maybe you would have been right. But sometimes you got to move on. And like any relationship, sometimes it's time to move on.
7-1 on that outside runner. As we're 5 minutes to post in this finale, you can play this race, the rest of the Triple Crown, our terrific card tomorrow and beyond by getting signed up at NyraBets. Go to nyrabets.com, match 200, that code to use for new members. Punch that in and sign up. You'll get that $200 deposit match sign-up bonus. Take advantage, again, at nyrabets.com. So Saturday, it's going to be terrific, of course. Let's take a look at that lineup that we have for you on tomorrow's card. Grade 3 Bogey. We have the return of last year's Diana winner for Chad Brown, White Beam. Grade 3 Run Happy, and that just monster performance last time out for Joey Freshwater.
Yeah, I mean, you've got Joey Freshwater, who ran that huge 105 buyer in a very fast race last time, and down the rail, Straight No Chaser hasn't run in almost a year ago Preakness, and ran just a huge race. They can keep running like that, Greg. We're going to see them in the biggest races this summer in Saratoga.
That Belmont Prep, the Wine Steward, Deterministic, and the Peter Pan. And then our ABR Race of the Week, Grade 2, Man of War, My Own 3/8 on the grass. And we got 2 runners from the Charlie Appleby barn showing up in Silver Knot and Nation's Pride. It was the 8-5 morning line favorite. Frankie Dettori listed to ride, and a multiple Group 1 winner.
Yeah, I'm not Nation Pride's biggest fan. I will absolutely agree that he's the horse to beat in this race. And he got a big figure. He won the Canadian International. But I think he's just okay. And this is a pretty interesting race because there's a number of horses in this race that have a right to move forward, that maybe become players in this division. And I'm heartened to see we have a big sort of wide open race for this because we run a lot of big races in these distance races on the turf. The Sword Dancer up in Saratoga and the Manhattan a little different, a big race, mile 3/16 this year. But I want to see this division get stronger, and this race suggests that it may be stronger this year.
Yeah. And, you know, we talk about all the success Charlie Appleby has had coming to the States. These 2 horses, these are not his A horses that he's bringing here, but he hasn't had to come here with his A horses to win.
No, obviously his success has been phenomenal, and he's been very smart about the horses that he's brought over. And they don't need to be Group 1 horses in Europe. The Group 3 horses, if they're good enough, can compete in our higher races, and he's been very sharp about that. And the reality is, you have to ask yourself why more European outfits haven't taken advantage in the same way that Charlie. Now, with Charlie and Godolphin, they have an army of horses, but so does Coolmore. Why don't they look to come over with some of their horses? These are big purse races, good races to run in, competitive races. He holds a strong hand in there, but no mean does he have to win this race.
Yeah, when he first started coming here, too, it seemed like no one else was ever going to win these big races again. He had so much early dominance. Back to our nightcap coming up. Again, moved off the turf mile main track now. Let's check in downstairs with Maggie Wolfendale.
Yeah, and as you guys were talking about Charlie Appleby, he feels like the one trainer that when he ships his horses in, they just look different than any other European trainer bringing horses in. It feels like he has the right formula when shipping these horses across the Atlantic, as we'll take a look at some of the horses here for this last race. And I don't have too many problems with Vinsanto. He's the drop down, though I do feel like his form is going the wrong way, and it's reflective in the way that he appears. But I'm going to take a look at a horse who was taking some early money in number 13, Kid Creasa. Now, he's only had the 2 tries on the main track, and only one of which going long, in which he stumbled. A big stumble, but a quick recovery, which saw him on the lead in the second start of his career. He was not able to sustain that, but against arguably maybe a little bit better. I'm not sure if you can make that argument. But he looks very fit coming in here. I just wish his coat had come around. It was long and dull back in November. Same thing yet again. So at a short price, I'd be a little bit leery. Now, of course, the horse that I was interested in is going to favorite. I hate when that happens. And that's number 15, Wisecracker. We still have a little bit of time to go, but as the guys had mentioned, taking money was a beaten favorite and soundly beaten favorite in both of his career starts so far. But a horse that I had liked. He looked incredibly fit. Linda Rice, typically a trainer whose horses look as though they need a start. Not the case with him. It's not the case today either. And I do like the distance for him. And I don't mind the surface here with this sealed muddy track that we're seeing here. As we'll move on and take a look at a second-time starter down on the rail is number 3, Woe Hop. I have not been there. I'm not the biggest Chinese food eater. But anyway, he was chasing wide and really didn't make any impact going the 6 furlongs, again on a similar type racetrack. So we'll see how he deals with the surface today. Wasn't in the paddock for the debut back on April 12th. Good-looking sort, who I do think, being a son of Laoban, should appreciate the added ground. It feels like the Laoban progeny, Greg, do appreciate a little bit more ground to work with.
A legion. Check your Twitter account, Maggie X. Legion of Wohop fans are going to be all over Maggie right now after that comment. 2-1 favorite right now, the 15 horse, Wisecracker. I was just asking you off here as Maggie is giving that report. Who do you think is going to be in front? Because it is difficult to tell who's going to be.
I think the potential of speeds are the 11, 13, and 15. I'm assuming if the 15 is live, you'll see speed. Jose Lezcano not as aggressive. I'm thinking Jose Gomez on Kid Creasa could be the speed of this race, but it should be one of those 3. But these races can be very difficult to predict. Even Wohop, in his second start, though Eric Hansel not usually that aggressive, but maybe he'll show speed stretching out in his second start.
Horse who took money, gets the rail, inherits the rail in the race, but took money first time out, did not show much, and the immediate drop in class.
Turf, and essentially entered for the turf.
Flavian Pratt again on the 16. Iremon on the outside. The 16 horse trying to take the final 4 races on this Friday card. Let's go to Chris Griffin for the call.
Goes in. All set. And they're off. Vinsanto breaks with early speed in between horses. Towards the inside, there's Wohop in the early mix, and Sweet Tone is going with this leader. Out wider, Kid Creasa wants to be a part of the early action. Now Kid Creasa with a head in front. Pink blinkers there comes Vinsanto in between horses set to come out of the chute, and the leader is Kid Creesa. It's Kid Creesa and Jose Gomez up by a length and a half. There's Vincenzo, who's trying to take a clear second at the rail. We'll have 23 seconds flat for the opening quarter mile. Also shoved along there comes Sweet Tone, who's right with this early group. That's the leading four as Irie Man is towards the back end of the field. There is Wisecracker, who's now from fifth. Wisecracker starts to move forward, then Arco Augusta with Irie Man at the back end of the field as they get set to work towards that far turn. The one far back not keeping up right now, that's Triple Word Score. Less than a half mile to go, and they work into the far turn now. Kid Creasa's got the lead. Kid Creasa 46-4 for that half mile time. Here comes the run from Vincenzo, and Vincenzo is in pursuit. Sweet Tone is trying to look for a seam. Wohop tightly at the rail. Arco Augusta, Orange Silks, nowhere to go, bottled up, looks to have some run. Wisecracker is all in. Irie Man is circling the field, is now 5 wide as they get set to reach the top of the stretch. Vincenzo's got the lead. Here comes the run from Sweet Tone, is now weaving in between rivals, just checking badly. There was Arco Augusta, and Irie Man starts to roll on the grandstand side. Now getting loose, there's Arco Augusta, and Arco Augusta found the clear running room. Vincenzo's got the lead. Irie Man trying to push by. A 16th left to go. Arco Augusta down at the inside with the momentum. Vincenzo trying to hold off this rival. It's a photo finish. Give it to Vincenzo over the oncoming Arco Augusta, Irie Man, and Sweet Tone. Final running time, 1 minute 40 seconds flat.
Vincenzo to take the nightcap here, does so at 5-2. Kendrick Carmouche for Bruce Brown.
And I think it's fair to say he was best. When you consider that pace, they went under 47 and a half. These are not exactly stakes horses out there. And you see the horse saying the pace completely collapsed. And other than the winner of this race, the number 10, Vincenzo, the race completely fell apart. It felt like my old friend Irie Man had the race sewn up on the outside of him. And then the 11 horse, Arco Augusta, we talked about, had that trip last time, looked like he had him beat on the inside, and they could not get by. This horse won by a narrow margin, but he was truly best. Unless the 11 had some trip that I missed. But look at that, they went 46.8 to the half. This race
10,
fell
11,
apart.
16. Pratt gave it a run for the money outside, trying to get that fourth win in a row, but comes up short.
I have another question. Why do they keep betting the 15? I mean, this is the third race he's been in, the third time he's been favored, and I don't think he got a sniff.
Well, you see, I mean, just the fact that he lined up against Pandagate last time out.
Fair. No, I understand why someone would like him. I'm not saying that, but at this point, it just doesn't seem like he can run. Well, you can always lose money on him a fast track again, I guess.
10, 11, 16 for Vincenzo, closing out this card with a win for our Sugar Bear stable. 3-year-old son of Vino Rosso with a victory. And Kendrick goes out a winner on this Friday card, giving a salute to his many fans here in South Ozone Park.
They're chanting Kendrick. You can hear it. You can hear like the rumble. Looked like Flavian Pratt was going to win the last 4 races in mid-stretch with Irie Man, but then he remembered he's Irie Man. 2
today for Kendrick as he gets this nightcap to close things out here. 5-2 on Vincenzo. And we'll have the payoffs, pick 6, pick 5, when we return right after this. Short timeout. We'll be back. And this is ahead. Opening day at the Jersey Shore. Monmouth Park is coming up tomorrow. We will have live on-site coverage from Oceanport, New Jersey. A little preview of what's coming up when we return.
Catholic boy standing at Claiborne Farm.
Back with you on America's Day at the Races, and we add this track to our lineup beginning tomorrow, opening day in Oceanport, New Jersey. For Monmouth Park, we will have Lafitte, Rajiv, Paul LaDuca, and Jonathan Kinchin live on site for coverage for opening day tomorrow. Some of the big dates, we have the Naira Bets Pegasus, and then, of course, the Naira Bets Haskell Day, big one, July 20th, one of the key races in the 3-year-old division. And we'll likely see the winner out of that race come to Travers Day.
No, I agree. Haskell Day is always a great day of racing as well, not just the Haskell, but many stakes. You couple that with the kind of cards that we have at Saratoga on every Saturday, that's going to be a can't-miss day of racing on our show.
We look forward to it.
Don't need to go.
Nightcap, Vince Santo, Kendra Carmouche, and the Bruce Brown Barn team up for the victory.
Yep. Chased a fast pace and was able to hold on. I'm looking at the replay on the other channel. Actually, I'm watching ours, and you can see the 11 steadying behind horses. Blue Cap and the pink as well. And right there gets in a little more trouble and got through. A little bit unlucky, that horse. Now, maybe would have been a beneficiary of a fast pace in getting there. But if you bet the 11, especially, I think it was 9-1, that wasn't a great beat for you.
Yeah, Lane Leslie with that difficult trip for Jamie Begg. Monarco Augusta gave this winner a run for the money down on the inside. Comes up just short. $7.60. Vince Santo to win. Pick 4, just over $100. And the pick 6 returning over $870, $891 for the late pick 5.
Yes.
Tomorrow, part of that graded stakes bonanza we have for you on the Saturday card. Key prep for the Belmont Stakes. Grade 3 Peter Pan. And we'll see if Deterministic can get back to, really, I mean, he looked brilliant in the Gotham in just the second start of his career off a 6.5-month layoff, or if this is a horse ultimately that may want to go a little bit shorter.
Right. Now, keep in mind, obviously, with the 4 and 5 scratching out of this race, it changes things. Or 4 and 6, Tuscan Gold and the long shot Lonesome Boy coming out. You know, talking to Joel Rosario, wrote him, and he was saying that he thought, maybe he just got a little bit confused a little bit in the 1 1/8, the 2-turn race, didn't really know exactly what he was doing. He ran so badly after running extremely well in both of his starts, including this return race in the Gotham, that to discount him as a racehorse would be foolish. Whether or not he wants to go this far is a real question, and I don't think we learned from the Wood that he definitively doesn't want to go this far. That's why they're trying this race again and potentially going to Belmont. And he is a very talented horse, but there have to be questions after his last race. I'm hoping he rebounds and runs better. He's a good horse.
Still, looking at this field, and maybe he does come back and bring his AFer, but going in as the wine steward, the horse to beat?
I think he is, because his last race was very good. I wouldn't count out Unique Insight, who ran so well. Now, that was a wet track last time. Unfortunately, we'll have a dry track tomorrow. But it's an interesting race, and listen, it could sign the ticket for a horse, and a number of horses have done it to win this race and the Belmont.
Coverage tomorrow begins 12:30 Eastern Time. Check your local listings, and Grade 3 Peter Pan, part of that coverage. We hope to see you on Saturday. Lineup includes Nation's Pride, part of a very tough duo for Charlie Appleby. Deterministic, trying to get back to that Gotham performance when he looked so good in just the second start of his career. And White Beam, last year's Diana winner, coming back early on the card for Chad Brown in the Bogey. We'll see you tomorrow.
Liam's Map, a 2-time Grade 1 winner with 6 consecutive triple-digit buyers, including a 114 to win the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile. He's already taking the lead as a sire, with Grade 1 winners Basin, Wicked Whisper, Colonel Liam, and Juju's Map, plus multiple 6-figure yearling sales and 2-year-old sales up to $1.2 million. Proven on the track, proven in the sales ring. Liam's Map, only at Lane's End.
Live racing returns to Monmouth Park Saturday, May 11th with a 12:50 first pose. Monmouth's 2023 season featured our highest average field size since 2015, the perfect recipe for a prolific payday. With a stakes race every Saturday and Sunday, plus our win early pick 5, Monmouth Park is your summer place to profit. Joining us on site, lock in your odds with fixed odds wagering at Monmouth Park Racetrack.
Can't get out of my mind. I saw him down at OBS for the 2-year-old sale. His breeze was spectacular. And then topped the sale. Everything he did in his career, breaking his maiden sprinting on the dirt,
Very, very impressive debut.
winning a Grade 1, stretching out,
Breezing through the stretch. He's the real deal.
and then the Breeders' Cup at Del Mar.
He's just too good. Corniche wins the Breeders' Cup Juvenile.
And then going on and being a champion 2-year-old, extremely difficult to do.
Obviously, Quality Road has done enough for all of us to understand what he's doing. I thought Wasted Tears was a very, very good mare, an Asran mare. She obviously won the Ginny Wiley Stakes, also a course record holder in the Ouija board. So really good female family, good sire line, was delighted with him physically and was excited to breed to him.
It's very important for us to breed physical to physical and try to get the best physical cross. We're very happy with the foal we've gotten. He's got a great natural shape to him, a great hip, got a lot of power behind, very nice balance to him, plenty leg. You always like to see a horse have enough leg. Also, he's a very intelligent foal, you know, pricks his ears, has good presence to him.
This is a Corniche filly out of Anima Gemella. Been a standout since she was born. Very strong, very well made, good mover. Really, everything we were hoping for.
You know, he's got a really sharp eye, good shoulder, neck set, nice top line, like the way he finishes out behind, but he really sort of travels over the ground smoothly and just has a real sharpness to him about his body and is exactly what I was hoping for, but I mean, we all know that hopes and dreams are not actually what they always pan out to be, so when they pan out, you double down.
Racetrack Television Network brings you every race, from every track, on every screen, every day. With monthly packages starting as low as $5, RTN gives you great value and access to more live HD streaming and race replays than anyone. Visit RTN.tv today to sign up and watch on almost any device, including Roku and Amazon Fire. RTN has packages that start at $5 per month.